Okay, this is what I like to hear. This is what I like to hear. I'm all in. I'm all in on this move. I've been saying I want to see Caitlin Clark train with some new higher level elite training. I want her to get the hell away from Indiana as far as training. I don't want her practicing with Stephanie White. I don't want her working with the Indiana Fever training staff, even though they're getting a new senior advisor and all that. I don't want none of that. I think there's a few things that Caitlin, if she add these few things to her bag, she's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary.
Okay, so get this. The rumors we've all been hearing, they just got confirmed. Chris Brickley, you know, the legendary NBA trainer who's worked with guys like LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Jimmy Butler, just dropped a bombshell. The Indiana Fever actually blocked Caitlin Clark from training with him last summer. This isn't just about missing a few workouts. It means the team denied their biggest star access to the kind of elite, game-changing training that could have made her even more untouchable way faster. It's a huge deal, and it makes you wonder what she could have become and what crucial development was sacrificed just for the sake of team control. This stunning news blows open the whole story of Clark's crucial offseason, showing this big clash between player growth and what the team wanted, and it's sparking a ton of debate across the league.
So today we got a really interesting clip from Chris Brickley, who is one of the top trainers in the entire world. And look, he is somebody that has trained a lot of NBA players. Like Jimmy Butler is one of his clients. He's like, his first client was Carmelo Anthony. He is genuinely one of the top trainers. I will say this though, I don't know how much of a difference individual trainers make.
And get this, the fact that he reached out to her says so much about her potential and how respected she is in the basketball world. His endorsement alone totally signals a major shift in what she could achieve in her career.
She's definitely unstoppable. Chris Brickley, legendary NBA trainer working with the likes of Carmelo Anthony. When y'all saw Carmelo Anthony lose all that weight and get in shape, Hoodie Melo, he worked with Carmelo Anthony, Jimmy Butler, Donovan Mitchell, Trae Young, LeBron James, the best of the best, creme de la creme. He helps add things to your bag that translate to the game. He reached out. He wants to work with Caitlin Clark, and I think she should take full advantage of this and go to New York City and train with Chris Brickley and some of these NBA guys and add some things to her bag. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
The thing is, Brickley's initial offer was super clear. He wanted to work with Caitlin because he saw these untapped parts of her game. Even though she's already amazing, he'd admired her for years, and they'd even talked about training together in previous summers. Brickley genuinely believed she could reach incredible heights, saying she could become unguardable with the right tweaks. This wasn't just him being nice. It was a professional assessment, an invitation to unlock a whole new level of dominance. For any player, let alone a rookie, that's a direct, priceless opportunity to train with the very best.
So I don't know how much of a difference individual trainers make. They all do the same shit. I think the real difference with these trainers is who you play against. Like, I know, I have a friend who was really like he was one of the best players in the American East Conference at D1. I think he was all conference team twice. Like, he wasn't this like NBA level guy, but a really good D1 level player. He used to spend his summers with Drew Hanlon, and he would like.
But here's the catch. The Indiana Fever had this non-negotiable rule that totally messed up the plan for last summer. Brickley explained that even though they wanted to work together, he would have had to travel to Indianapolis. The team, whose policy he respected, insisted that young players on their roster had to work out at their own practice facility. This rule, which seems harmless enough on the surface, meant Caitlin couldn't go to Brickley's elite New York City base. That stripped the whole collaboration of its biggest advantages and put Brickley in a tough spot, making it impossible for him to fully deliver his specialized training.
He said he would love to work with her, and I'm telling you, this is one, he's not the only trainer. but this is one of the trainers that could take Caitlin Clark's game to an entire another level from what it is already at. Let's take a listen.
Structure of that specific team.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need
people.
to be with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
You worked with Caitlin Clark?
so we were going to work last summer, but
What's crazy is just how big an impact this restriction really had. By forcing Caitlin to stay in Indiana, the Fever denied her access to all the incredible resources and competitive atmosphere Brickley offers at his New York facility. This isn't just about fancy gym equipment, it's about a complete ecosystem of elite training. Think high-level sparring partners, cutting-edge analytics, and a really specialized coaching staff. This decision meant she missed out on training alongside actual NBA talent, losing that unique intensity and skill development you only get from directly competing with the very best. It was a massive roadblock for her development, plain and simple.
But you're working out against these really high-level players, and that's the big difference. This is who you're up against. It's not that these coaches are going to teach you anything different, it's who you're up against. And somebody who's one of the top skills trainers is going to have really good players to match up with and to get better against, whether that be male basketball players. It's a big difference than a Keith Porter. No offense to Keith Porter. But obviously, is there any responses? Let's listen to this.
yeah. You just called it.
Sometimes
some teams are like, no,
they've got
you need to be
people.
with me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark.
Now, let's talk about the Fever's own training staff. The contrast with Brickley's resume is pretty jarring, and honestly, a bit unsettling. Their trainer, Keith Porter, was mentioned, and there was even a pointed reference to him having torn his Achilles, which kinda makes you wonder about his own physical readiness. His biggest client was humorously noted as Alea Boston, and his main achievement was basically depicted as making another player just look competent at basketball. This comparison, harsh as it might be, really shows the huge difference between Chris Brickley's global reputation and proven results versus the much less experienced Fever internal trainers. It definitely fuels the public outrage about such a huge missed opportunity.
Here for the first 3 years, this is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
You worked with Caitlin Clark?
so we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respect it. Like
Yeah.
when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's,
Bro, Caitlin, leave Indiana this summer. You need to take your ass to New York City and
So what exactly did she miss out on in this mandated isolation? Brickley's specialty is adding specific, high-level skills that directly lead to game dominance. He's all about developing an elite isolation game, which is super important for Caitlin to break down defenders without needing constant ball screens, minimizing those blitzes and double teams. He also focuses on making finishes around the basket way better, an area where Caitlin absolutely has room to grow. Just imagine her adding James Harden's creative space creation, those step-backs and sidesteps skills Brickley taught. These are the nuanced, game-changing tools that turn a star into an unguardable force, all basically put on hold because of the team's restrictive approach.
me a year for the first 3 years. This is happening with me and Caitlin Clark. So Caitlin Clark finished her rookie season. We've been talking for a few years, and
You worked with Caitlin Clark?
so we were going to work last summer, but I was gonna have to go to Indianapolis, and I respect it. Like when you're young on your team, you work out at your practice facility.
And the amount of people are like, if he wants to work out with Caitlin Clark, he has to go to Indianapolis. You want, like, realistically, you don't want to be in Indianapolis. You want to be where his base is, so you can get all the facilities, you can get all the benefits of that. That's who you're working out against.
But this whole situation kind of points to a deeper issue, a troubling organizational philosophy within the Fever. Critics suggest the team believes Caitlin Clark, despite her absolutely unprecedented impact, is not bigger than the program. This hints at a real desire for control, a refusal to acknowledge her unique status and the exceptional needs of a once-in-a-generation talent. instead of helping her grow with the best possible resources. The organization's stance seems rooted in keeping their internal hierarchy in place. They might even see any external training as a challenge to their own authority, rather than a smart investment in their most valuable asset.
Bro, Caitlin, leave Indiana this summer. You need to take your ass to New York City and put that work in with Chris Brickley. I'm telling you, he's gonna help take her game to the next level. Forget working out with Austin Kelly and Stephanie White. What's the dude, the trainer? He cool, black dude. He cool. He tore his Achilles too. Like, how the training staff tearing their Achilles and all types of stuff. I'm cool on all that. Forget all this working out in empty gyms. We need you doing that, and we need 5-on-5 bump. Chris Brickley is gonna have Caitlin Clark. She be in the gym with the best of the best.
Listen, her offseason before this one, the approach, which seemed to be guided by the Fever's internal setup, has definitely faced some warranted criticism. While she absolutely worked hard, not getting exposed to diverse elite training methods probably limited her development in some key areas. That focus on just shooting threes or basic dribbling, as some discussions about other trainers noted, might mean she wasn't pushing herself against the highest caliber of defensive schemes or really refining those intricate moves you need for WNBA-level isolation play. This restricted approach arguably made it harder for her to fully adapt to the league's tough demands.
It does take away a lot of that. So obviously the Indiana Fever were not letting Caitlin go train in New York last year. Well, the Indiana Fever fucked her up badly last year, so I don't know. All these people think the organization can do no wrong, like.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this season, this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
An amazing talent.
She's
changed the game.
She has absolutely changed
Yeah,
women's sports.
for sure.
Just
and I love
generally.
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know.
So yeah, the Indiana Fever did not let.
The thing is, the real secret sauce of elite trainers like Brickley and Drew Hanlon isn't just their drills, because honestly, you can find those anywhere. It's the unparalleled access they provide to high-level competition and sparring partners. As one expert pointed out, NBA stars like Joel Embiid and Jason Tatum work with these trainers not just for the coaching, but because they're actually playing against each other, constantly pushing their boundaries. These sessions also include top-tier D1 college players who serve as training partners, simulating game speed scenarios. It's this continuous, intense competition against the best talent that truly elevates a player's game, and it's a crucial element Caitlin was totally denied.
Is gonna have Caitlin Clark. She be in the gym with the best of the best. I'm telling you, the ISO game that she needs to add, those finishes around the basket that she needs to add, this is where it's at. Get out of Indiana, go to New York, and put in that work with Chris Brickley.
She's the reason why the WNBA's ability.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping now this season, this off season,
I love it.
I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work. And she's the reason why the WNBA's become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
An amazing talent.
She's
changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's.
So think about it this way. Bringing a world-class trainer like Chris Brickley to Indianapolis, instead of Caitlin going to his New York base, fundamentally weakens his effectiveness. Brickley's base isn't just a gym. It's a whole hub of NBA talent, specialized equipment, and a network of training partners. Moving him to a less equipped environment takes away so many benefits, like spontaneous high-level scrimmages and access to different coaching perspectives. It essentially turns an elite, holistic training experience into a watered-down, localized version, stripping away a lot of what makes these top trainers truly transformative for players.
The difference between somebody with 60 NBA, like 60 NBA clients, including Carmelo Anthony, versus a person whose biggest client is Alyssa Thomas. And his biggest achievement was making DeJounte Carrington look competent at basketball. Now you should Caitlin see this guy once, twice. You should see him extensively. This guy's client list includes LeBron, KD, Melo, and Embiid, and other similar profiles. To be truthful, I don't know who Caitlin trained with last offseason. Don't think it was Keith, or at least not exclusively, as she shared her offseason program before Keith was hired. But there was some warrant criticism, better offseason approach, trying to get better. Personally,
And talk about another layer to this controversy. Some critics controversially linked the Fever's mandated training approach directly to Caitlyn's physical well-being. This unpopular opinion came up, suggesting that if she trained with people like Conor McCaffrey and the current Fever staff, as some implied happened, it might have actually contributed to later physical setbacks. One commentator even provocatively stated, "And look what happened, she got injured." This highly contentious claim, whether it's factual or just speculation, really shows how intensely people are scrutinizing the Fever's player development choices and the potential negative consequences of limiting access to optimal preparation.
She's the reason why the WNBA has become so big. I would love to work with her.
Yeah.
An amazing talent.
She's
changed the game.
She has absolutely changed.
Yeah.
Women's sports.
For sure.
Just
and I love
generally
competitiveness too.
Oh man, I know. She's that's the other piece too, that like it's okay for women to be competitive. You know, like in a structure of
So he knows the greatness of Caitlin Clark already. And that's what I'm saying. He's gonna pull the next level out of her. He knows the greatness she already possesses. He already said it. She changed the game herself. She's already changed the game on her.
But just imagine the possibilities here. The transformative potential for Caitlin Clark if she were allowed to pursue this elite training. People are literally calling for her to embark on her own Wemby training arc, which is a nod to Victor Wembanyama's focused, independent development that rapidly made his game insane. A summer spent with Brickley, immersed in an environment alongside NBA talent, could see her emerge with a dramatically expanded offensive repertoire. This wouldn't just make her individual game better, it would send shockwaves through the league, signaling a new era of dominance and putting the entire WNBA on notice for what she could truly become.
This is a better offseason approach, trying to get better. Personally, I don't think it was a bad idea, maybe the execution. I think it's a bad idea as a team to try... I think it's a really bad idea as a team to try demand a player stay and do certain things in their growth when they've got to the point where they've gotten to without you. I think there is fault in that. He'll be working with an elite trainer who's had top past players. Maybe the Fever will say no. Maybe the Fever will say no, this will be fire. So he's insinuating the team did not want Caitlin to train away from their facilities. That's correct, and it's so stupid. Well, yeah, she kind of fucked it.
And let's be real, the pressure on Caitlin is huge for her to evolve her game, a reality that's just cranked up by how grueling her rookie season was. The WNBA is filled with elite athletes, and just relying on her college skills won't be enough for long-term dominance. She really needs to refine her body, expand her offensive tools, and adapt to all the physical and strategic challenges of professional play. This offseason isn't just about resting, it's a critical window for growth, where the right training decisions can literally define the path of her career for years to come. So the stakes are incredibly high for whatever she decides to do next.
Last 4 or 5 trainers because they just wanted to shoot threes with them and they just wanted to work on dribble and then different shots be going. So the paint, his big
Jimmy Butler
thing is if I'm making those shots around the paint, then all my other shots are going to be going. So if you actually were to watch a game and he starts the game off and he makes a few shots around the paint, he's gonna have a hot night that night. His big thing, I don't know why these.
You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Butler, James Harden. Come on, man.
It's really cool. With James, we actually have had a relationship for like 6 years. Started working a little bit. Following summer, we worked a little bit more. Once he got to Brooklyn, we were working out every single night. And then he gets to Philly, we continue.
But here's some good news for this offseason. Chris Brickley has voiced his renewed optimism. He explicitly said, "I'm hoping now this offseason, I'm hoping that she'll come to New York and we'll get some work." This isn't just a casual remark, it's an open invitation, a clear sign that the opportunity is still there. That statement carries serious weight, implying that maybe the restrictions from last year might be lifted, or that Caitlin herself now has the power to make her own independent training decisions, potentially sidestepping those previous team mandates.
Bigger than the program. I think they are bigger than her, more important than her, which is not the case. You gotta know your place. And the Fever hierarchy goes Caitlin, Herb Simon, Aaliyah Boston, Stephanie White, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, Kelly Krause, Amber Cox. You gotta be honest. But yeah, anyway, I'll see you guys.
So, the whole situation around the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark has shifted dramatically since last season. After a full WNBA year, Clark's undeniable impact on viewership, attendance, and overall popularity has solidified her as the most important figure in women's basketball. This newfound leverage and undeniable value could totally empower her to push back against organizational control when it comes to her personal development. The power dynamic has absolutely moved in her favor, potentially allowing her to make choices that put her long-term growth first over strictly sticking to team facility rules. If Caitlin Clark does choose to train with Chris Brickley in New York City this offseason, it won't just be a training decision, it will be a powerful statement. An action that speaks so much louder than any words. This move would mean she's breaking the silence from last year's organizational block, asserting her autonomy and showing her commitment to getting the absolute most out of her potential. It would signal a new era of player empowerment, a refusal to be confined by limiting mandates, and a clear intent to leave no stone unturned in her quest for basketball greatness. Her choice will truly define her independent vision for her future. This whole saga of Caitlin Clark's off-season training goes way beyond individual workouts. It exposes a fundamental tension between player agency and organizational control in professional sports. For a generational talent, the freedom to seek the absolute best resources for growth should be paramount, not a battle fought against your own team. As Clark stands at the precipice of her second WNBA season, her decision this offseason will not only shape her personal trajectory, but also send a resounding message throughout the league about player empowerment, the value of elite development, and the future of how star athletes forge their paths to legendary status.